Hello students, today we are going to perform one simulation experiment on under voltage protection scheme. For this simulation, we are going to use software, that is simulation software, that is ETAP 12.6.0. Okay, so first of all you have to double click on this tab, on this icon, then it will open this window. Then you have to select the new project. So go to file, first go to file and select new project. After that, you have to give the directory, you have to give the path of the file. So click on browse. I am already made one folder for our experiment, so I'm just going to select this. Then give a file name for this experiment. So this is under voltage relay, so I am giving uv relay. So this will be the file name, uv relay. After that, select the unit system. Now this is the unit system. Either you can select English or metric. For our experiment, I am going to select the metric system. Select metric system and then click on OK. Then again you have to click on OK button. This is the user information. You can give your name here. After that, we get some window. We get this window. In this window, you have to draw your circuit for under voltage protection. For this protection scheme, first of all, you have to select few components there. So from this buttons, so from here we are going to select generator. This is the generator tab. Then we need some bus bar there. Then we need some transformer. We are using some single phase transformer for this case, because you have to run the load flow analysis also. And after that, we need a load. So for this load, we can use either static load. This one is the static load, or you can select a motor. For our experiment, I am just going to select a motor. Okay, so I'm just selecting them one by one. First select generator. Okay, this one is the generator. Now click on this, left click on this and take it here. Just click left click on the screen. After that, I'm just zoom in the video. Okay, you can see it properly. Just zoom in the video. Then again select some bus bar from this side. You have to select some bus bar there. I'm selecting this bus bar. Click on the bus bar, and then you can drag it like this in the left side. Okay, after that, select a single phase transformer. So this is a two winding transformer. Select it from here. This is a transformer. Just left click on it. Next, again you have to select the bus bar. So initially I'm just taking a very simple circuit, a two bus bar system, a radial system for our case. And at last we need a load. For our experiment, we are selecting some induction motor load. So this is the induction motor load. M is given. So I'm taking here. So this is the load. Okay. So then after that, you have to join them one by one. But before that, just double click on, just double left click on this generator. Okay. It will open this kind of window. From here, you have to select the mode of operation or configuration. So for load flow analysis, you know that there must be a reference bus or swing bus. So I am going to select this swing mode, okay, or swing configuration. So just select swing configuration, then go to the rating window, rating tab. In this rating tab, just select the megawatt power. That I'm just selecting 50 megawatt power. It is generated by this generator, and the voltage produced by this, that is 11 kV. You can give any other value also, but you have to select the proper value. Otherwise, load flow will not run. So here I'm taking 50 megawatt power and 11 kV is the voltage. Then go to the skip the capability tab, then directly go to the impedance or model. Now here you can see all these are empty. This part is empty. It is zero initial. So from here you have to take the typical data. So by default equivalent dynamic model is selected. So just click on this typical data. This will automatically fill the this all components. Okay, all values. So I'm just clicking on the typical data. So you can see here all the impedances are automatically taken. After that, go to the next step, grounding. So here, solidly grounded system is by default is taking. So I'm just taking the solidly grounded system. Then go to inertia. In inertia portion, you have to give the inertia constant h. Okay, so I'm taking 0.2 for all of them. Take 0.2, zero point 0.2, and 0.2. Okay, so all are taken 0.2. After that, click on OK. You need not to take any other parameters. Okay, for this case. So these are the basic parameters. So generator is selected now. Now join this generator with bus bar 1, bus 1. You can see here initially the voltage is 0 kV, but if we join the bus bar with the generator, it is automatically taking 11 kV voltage. So it will take the data automatically. After that, this bus bar, it is now connected with the primary of this transformer. Okay, so it is primary connected. Primary of the transformer is connected. Now double click on this transformer. Now it is the info. Then go to the rating tab. It is important. Now here you can see when bus 1 connected with the primary of the transformer, by default value is taken in the primary, that is 11 kV voltage. It is automatically taken by the transformer. Then you have to select the secondary voltage and the MVA rating for this transformer. For this example, I'm going to select 6.6 kV voltage for secondary, and MVA is 25. Okay, you can take any other value also. So now just click on the outside, then automatically we get the full load current, full load ampere. So FLA is basically full load ampere. So secondary current is 2187 ampere and primary current is 1312 ampere. So this is the full load ampere in the primary and secondary. Next, go to the next tab, that is impedance tab. In this tab, all the values are taken or is 0. So you have to take the typical data, the typical Z and X by R. So you have to take this typical button, click on typical button. This will calculate the values automatically. So I'm just going to click on it. Just click on it. So automatically it will give you the value. And next, click on the typical value. So this will give you the no load test data automatically. So it is calculated automatically. Next, in the next part, just leave the other tab and click OK. So transformer part is completed. Then transformer secondary is now connected with the bus 2, bus bar 2. Initially it is 0, so now it should be 6.6 kV voltage in the secondary. So now see, so if you join, it becomes 6.6 kV. After that, you have to join this induction motor with the bus bar. So I'm just taking induction motor with the bus bar. Now double click on the motor. This is the info part. This is the ID. Everything is there. So you need not to take anything here. Next, go to the next tab, that is nameplate. Now nameplate, in this nameplate, now you can see this voltage is taken automatically. This kV, it is selected 6.6 kV. Okay. So as we join this with the bus 2, it is automatically selected. Next, you have to give the rating of the induction motor. Now by default kilowatt is taking, just click on kilowatt and where it becomes HP. So we are taking HP. For our case, I am taking 5 HP motor. Okay, so I'm taking 5 HP motor. So if we click outside, this will give some nameplate, typical value of nameplate. So you have to select any one of them. I am just selecting the first one, NEC. Okay, so this motor is selected. After that, go to the next tab, that is impedance, IMP impedance. Okay, everything is done, automatically taken. Then go to model. Everything is okay, need not to take anything. Then go to inertia. Inertia part is very important for generator and motor. Take inertia constant 0.2 here also, 0.2, 0.2 and 0.2. All of them are taken 0.2. After that, next tab, go to the next tab, that is load. In the load portion, initially no load is taken by the window. So you have to select the load model library. So click on this load model library, click on this. Okay. So after clicking on this, we'll get different types of load there. So model ID. So there are different types of load there. So you can select any one of them. I'm selecting just one of them and just click it here and okay, select OK. Then you can see one graph is selected, one load is selected, load model is selected, and then click OK on this. So our first single line diagram is complete. Next, you have to run the load flow analysis. You have to check it whether everything is okay, every parameters are okay or not. Now here, first click on, this is the load flow analysis button. You have to click it on first. So I'm just going to click on it. Then go to this small briefcase. This from here you can actually select the type of load flow, which load flow you want to take. Just click on it, just single click on it. Now here you can see there are different method: adaptive, Newton-Raphson, fast decoupled. So for our case, I am taking Newton-Raphson method for our experiment. So select Newton-Raphson, click on OK. Then go to this portion here, PVQ. Now you have to click on this portion, and if you click on this, this will give you the load flow analysis. So I'm just going to click on this, just click run load flow. This is the button, run load flow. So you have to give one file name for this load flow analysis. I'm giving LF. I'm just giving LF, file name is LF load flow. Okay, just click on OK. After running this file, we'll get this kind of thing. So no warning is taken. So if we click the alert view, so this yellow button, this is the alert view. You have to click on this. If anything wrong is there, so you can identify easily by clicking on this alert view. If you click on alert view, so you can see nothing is there, so everything is okay. Okay, so our circuit, our single line diagram is okay. Next, again go to this small pencil there, that is called the edit button. Okay, this is the edit button. Just click on it. Next, you have to select the protection scheme. Now, here I am going to use the under voltage protection. Now, for this protection scheme, under voltage relay is basically a voltage relay. And for any kind of voltage relay, we need a voltage input. So we need a PT there. Now the instrument transformers and the relay portions, these are taken here. Okay, in these portions. So first of all, I am just selecting this button. I'm just selecting. This is the PT button. So we need this PT. Now this relay, this is the voltage relay, that is 27 is selected. Okay, and then we need a circuit breaker. This is your load circuit breaker in this side. Okay, so I'm just going to select these three. First of all, PT. Now select PT here in this portion, then select one voltage relay, just take it here, and select one circuit breaker, high voltage circuit breaker, and click it here, and just click on this line. It is automatically connected. So this is CB1, this ID of the circuit breaker is CB1. Now you have to connect the primary of the PT. So primary of the PT is now connected with the bus 1. Primary of this PT is now connected with bus 2, sorry, not bus 1, bus 2. And then the secondary of the PT, double click on the PT. Now here you can see automatically primary voltage and secondary voltage are taken. Primary voltage is 6.6 kV, and by default secondary voltage is taken 120. You can select any other value also. Instead of 120 you can select 110 also, no matter. Then OK, click OK, and secondary of PT now connected with the voltage relay. Okay, so this voltage relay. Now double click on this VR1, that is voltage relay, double click on it. Now in this voltage relay, next tab is setting. Go to the settings button. Now in settings button, you can see here this voltage relay, it can be either used as a over voltage relay, that is for over voltage device number 51, and for under voltage operation, that is device number 27. So for our case, I'm going to select under voltage protection. So just click on the add button in this side, beside the under voltage protection, that's add. Okay, then you have to select the setting. So at 90% setting, I'm just selecting 90% setting. You can also take 80% settings. Okay, so 6.6 kV in and into 90%. Okay, so if we consider 90% of 6.6 kV is the limit, is the level. Below that level, any condition is called the under voltage condition. So 90% is I'm taking 90% taking. And circuit breaker. Now next you have to select the circuit breaker. Now the circuit breaker ID is CB1. Just select CB1. And time delay, you can give the time delay here. It is automatically selected 0.1. Now you can give 0.2 also. Okay, so you can select the time of operation for this of this relay. Then click OK. Okay, then after that click OK. So relay part is selected. Next, double click on the circuit breaker. Now in the circuit breaker, next tab, that is rating, go to rating. In this rating, go to library. From library, you have to select the proper circuit breaker. Our bus bar voltage is 6.6 kV. So for that application, you cannot use 25 rated voltage circuit breaker. Okay, so you have to select the proper rating. So I'm selecting Alstom here. So I'm taking that 7.2. Okay, rated voltage is for this model is 7.2, rated kV is 7.2. Just select it. Okay. So rated kV is 7.2. Now I can change it to 6.6 kV, and our rated ampere, I'm just selecting, just click on OK. Go double click on CT, the transformer secondary. Transformer secondary full load current, it is given 2187 ampere. So I'm just going to take this voltage, this current for our circuit breaker. Now rated ampere 2187. This is the rated ampere of the circuit breaker. Now you can also select the time delay. Now for time delay, I'm taking 0.1. Okay, so after that click OK. So everything is complete. Now you have to run the protection scheme. So for this you have to select this star device coordination. So you have to click on this button. So I'm just clicking clicking it here. So now this side you can see, and this side, this window will open. This window will open like this. Okay, Then by using this button you can create some artificial fault. So first of all, it is automatically, if we click on the briefcase, if we click on this briefcase, then go to the sequence of operation. So there are different types of sequence of operation. So from here you can select sequence of operation. Automatically it is three-phase fault. Now you can select LG fault, LL fault, LLG fault. So these are the different types of fault. We'll study all of them. Okay. So next, just you have to select this artificial fault. So you have to select this and just take it here. Just click on this portion. So it will make some artificial fault. So you have to give some name here, file name, that is for this running this output file. That is, I'm taking fault analysis. So fault, FAULT, fault is the name of this file. Click OK, and after that you can see the circuit breaker is stripping. Okay, so this circuit breaker is stripping here, and your bus voltage, bus 2 voltage is now 0 kV. So if we create some artificial fault, short circuit fault or symmetrical fault or three phase fault here, bus bar voltage becomes 0 kV. So this is a perfect under voltage condition, and for that case this relay will trip, this circuit breaker will operate. Okay, so this circuit breaker will operate. Now next I'm just going to change the type of fault. So again click on the briefcase, go to sequence of operation and then select line to ground, and click OK. Again now it is, you can see fault, it becomes LG fault. Okay, click line to ground fault here. Now we can see again it will trip because it is below 90% voltage of 6.6 kV, and this voltage it now it not 0, now it becomes 3.52 kV for LG fault. Next again, so next again click on the briefcase, go to sequence of operation, select line to line fault. So now this is line to line fault. Now take it here, click on this part. So now again it will trip, and now the voltage it becomes, it will change 3.77 kV. So this will be the voltage 3.77 kV for line to line fault. So for different cases you can see your voltage will change. Okay, again click on the briefcase, select sequence of operation and select line, double line to ground fault, select the fault and click it on this portion. Now here again this circuit breaker will operate, and now the voltage will again change. So 2.98 is the voltage. Okay, so if we change the fault, you can see for each cases your voltage will change. And after performing this experiment, you can see what will be the time of operation of relay circuit breaker. How to say this? So we have to select this portion. Now it is called the, you can just get some click on this button. So actually this will show you the time of operation. So I am selecting 0.2 for the under voltage relay and 0.3 for the circuit breaker. Okay, so 2 millisecond, 200 millisecond for the under voltage relay, that is device number 27, and 300 millisecond for this. Okay, so for this circuit breaker. So this is the time of operation, and here you can see it is selecting line to ground fault. So it is also taken here. So in this way you can perform this experiment. So artificially you have to create the faults, and you have to check whether the relay will operate or not. So this kind of under voltage protection, it is generally used for different bus bar protection, for some different motor protection, or different other types of protections there. Okay, and this under voltage protection is generally used for voltage control operation and reactive power control operation, because this voltage is very important for this reactive power operation. Okay, reactive power control operation. So that's all for this experiment. Uh, I'm ending this portion now, the simulation portion for under voltage, and you will see the under voltage relay protection, the hardware lab video after this video.